5 seconds to go. Start. Estimated compensation is to be tendered and paid to the persons interested in the land. Stop. The tendered amount should be paid unless prevented by one or more of the contingencies mentioned in section 31(2) of Act 1894. Stop. It would necessarily mean that section 31 will come into play and the 80% of the estimated compensation amount, though no award is passed, will have to be tendered and paid to the persons interested. Stop. If tendered, but not able to pay due to valid reasons, it is to be deposited in court. Stop. The word employed in subsection 3A of section 17 of the Act, 1894 is within court shall, and it is to be tendered and paid before taking possession. Stop. Hence, it cannot be understood as providing any discretion to the acquiring authority. Stop. In fact, the last sentence of subsection 1 of section 17 uses the word thereupon with respect to vesting. Stop. This word thereupon is correlated to taking possession, and payment in terms of subsection 3A is a sine qua non for taking possession. Stop. Therefore, payment of 80%, taking over possession thereafter, and vesting of land in the government take place in a sequence. Stop. Absent any one of these in the sequence, the emergency provision fails. Stop. It is a prerequisite condition to acquire and take possession of the land, since such acquisition is permitted by exempting the requirement of the procedure under section 5A, and possession is permitted to be taken prior to an award being passed under section 11 of Act, 1894. Stop. Para. That apart, subsection 4 to section 17 of Act, 1894 provides the discretion to the appropriate government to waive the application of the provisions of section 5A and make the declaration under section 6 in respect of the land at any time after the initial publication of the notification under section 4 of Act, 1894. Stop. This makes it clear that even in a case where the appropriate government exercises its power to invoke the special power in case of urgency, all other procedure contemplated under the Act except the requirement under section 5A of Act, 1894 is to be complied. Stop. Therefore, after issue of the initial notification under section 4 read with section 17(1) and on taking possession after issue of notice under section 9, the declaration under section 6 of Act, 1894 is to be made so as to complete the process of acquisition, which indicates that the objection to acquisition of land shall alone stand mutated, and not the right to compensation, which is to be paid in strict compliance of the requirement in that regard. Stop. Para. Hence, insofar as payment of compensation for the acquired land, even if it is acquired under section 17 of Act, 1894, it is evident that an award as contemplated under section 11 of Act, 1894 is required to be passed so as to determine the compensation payable. Stop. Since subsection 3A to section 17 mandates payment of 80% of the estimated compensation, such amount paid would get included in the amount to be determined and offered through the award. Stop.